And we are back at Chicago Stadium. Pete Van Weer and Doug Collins with you tonight. Here's the way they'll line up in Game 2 for the visiting Sixers. Jim Lynam sends out Charles Barkley, Rick Mahorn, Mike Jaminski, who hasn't had a good playoff series either, Hersey Hawkins, and Johnny Dawkins. And for the Bulls, who have a 1-0 edge in this best-of-7 set, Horace Grant, Scottie Pippen, Bill Cartwright in the middle, Michael Jordan, and John Paxson. Our officials tonight, Darryl Garretson, Tommy Nunez, and Mike Mathis, and we are set to go. Look for this first quarter to be an interesting one. Chicago really took the 76ers out of the game in the very first quarter in Game 1.
Pete, I think that's a real good call. The Sixers did not get into any kind of running game in the first quarter. Chicago did, 33 big points. I think Charles Barkley must set the tone in the first period for his ball club. The other day he came out a little slow. His team reacted the same way.
And we are just about set to get it underway from Chicago. Bulls will have a chance to get on the board first.
Look for the Michael Jordan to be posted again early against Hersey Hawkins. The Bulls went to that, were very effective in the first quarter.
Right over to Scottie Pippen, looks inside, gives it to Michael. And the first points of the night belong to Michael Jordan.
Well, you know, you got Michael Jordan, the most dominant player in basketball. First possession, two guys are on him. They both leave and give him a wide open jump shot. Not a good sign for the Sixers in terms of defense.
Dawkins and Paxson on him. They give it to Barkley.
Let's read the double team. Big on big double team. And there's Johnny Dawkins again on the weak side for the jump shot.
Hersey Hawkins back to Johnny Dawkins. He'll take the jumper top of the key and nails the first one.
Well, that's a confidence builder for Johnny Dawkins and for the Sixer ball club.
So we're tied at 2 in the opening minute. Paxson finds an open Grant. Grant's jumper won't go. Rebound Mike Jaminski. Two game, 10:50 to go in the first. Dawkins to Hersey Hawkins. He has Michael Jordan on him. His first jumper of the night won't go, so he has missed his first one. Here come the Bulls on the run. Paxson dishes it off to Michael for 3. Jordan has all 5 of Chicago's points.
Well, now he's established he must go out and play him on the perimeter. That's going to open up his drive. Michael Jordan sets the tone here early. Here's a mismatch. Scottie Pippen in the post against Jaminski. Let's see if Philadelphia can take advantage of this.
Jaminski hits his first one. That might get him going. He's been only shooting 39% from the field in the first 2 playoff series. It's a 5-4 Chicago lead.
Pete, the reason you have that mismatch is because Chicago wants Cartwright against Mahorn.
Grant. In the lane to Cartwright over Jaminski. Wouldn't go for him. Rebound comes out to Scottie Pippen.
Scottie was very lucky there. He got in the air, almost traveled with the basketball.
Pippen tries to go around Barkley and gets hammered as he gets into the lane. So the first whistle of the night will send Scottie Pippen to the free throw line.
Philadelphia, personal foul, 44, Rick Mahorn.
Let's take a look at Johnny Dawkins here, Pete. We're going to see good rotation by the Sixers defensively, or excuse me, by Philadelphia. Chicago defensively, they penetrating drive by Hawkins, and that's the shot that Johnny Dawkins must make tonight. Confidence builder, and he knocked it in.
Scottie Pippen, and it's about 2/3 of his free throws, regular season and in the playoffs thus far. About a 67% free throw shooter.
If that's one area that the Chicago needs to improve on, the front line free throw shooting has not been good. Pippen, Grant, Cartwright, Stacey King, all shooting 60-something% from the free throw line in the playoffs.
He makes 1 of 2, and it's a 6-4 lead with 9:43 to go in the first. Dawkins will bring it down against Paxson.
Well, switch here with Hawkins and Pippen. Let's see if he can take Pippen on the drive.
He got around him, but Jordan came over and fouled him.
Chicago personal foul.
Looks like here early now the Sixers going to Dawkins on a switch there to get Pippen on him. But for the Sixers to win a basketball game, they must win the offensive boards. The other night Chicago won it. Better ball movement versus the double team. The shot clock worked against them the other night. Guards must perform. Dawkins, Hawkins, and Anderson, we talked about them, 11 for 39. And they must find a way to play like they're at home.
And that is tough to do in this building.
Yes, it is, but it's a mindset, Pete. You get into the playoffs, you've won 50-something ball games. You got to find a way to get yourself cranked up. If you weather the emotional storm early, normally you can put yourself and keep yourself right in the game.
Hawkins gets them both to drop. He has his first 2 of the night. And we are tied at 6.
Here's the post. There's where Michael Jordan was very effective in the first quarter. Barkley going to double team, leaving Pippen.
And Pippen hits the open jumper. Scottie Pippen's first field goal of the night. He adds 3 points. It's 8-6, Chicago by 2 with 9:08 to go in the first.
They must make Pippen make jump shots. The other night he had 7 field goals. All but one of them were driving layups, slashing, or dunks going to the hoop.
Barkley draws the crowd. And an illegal D is the result.
Illegal defense, Chicago, warning. New 24-second clock.
Here early in the game, you're going to see Pippen in the post to Jordan. Barkley goes in double teams. He's going to get the ball out of Michael's hands. That's a jump shot that Scottie Pippen's going to have to make tonight. A little bit like Johnny Dawkins, proving it to the Chicago Bulls that he can make that perimeter jumper.
Barkley gets it out to Jaminski. Dawkins for the open jumper. And he has hit his first 2 efforts.
You know, I talked to Jimmy Lynam yesterday. He said, you know, I'm very confident with Johnny Dawkins taking that shot. I want him to shoot it with confidence and not hesitate. He's done it twice here early in the game and stuck them both.
Had only a 3 for 13 night in game 1 of this series. Down low it comes to Pippen. His shot over Barkley won't go. Rebound comes out to Barkley. Sixers on the run. Dawkins finds Hawkins for 2.
Oh, that's a good play right there. And you know what that does? That gives Hersey Hawkins confidence, Pete. Getting a layup early in this basketball game. Very important, I think, for this Philadelphia team.
First time they have led in this entire series. 10-8 with 8:08 remaining.
Great pass by Johnny Dawkins. This is something Hersey Hawkins got none of the other night. Early in the game, he's already been to the foul line and got a layup, so 4 points on easy plays.
Now Jordan puts one out that won't go for him. Barkley comes away with a rebound. Bulls get back on defense, though.
See, Michael is slow getting to Hawkins. If they would have gotten him the basketball, he would have had a shot.
4-3. Hawkins couldn't get that one to drop.
But
Grant pulls away the rebound.
Pete, no hesitation there. He just got the layup. He shot that ball with confidence.
Now the crowd starts to get into it. Nice move by Cartwright. Bill Cartwright's first basket of the night ties it at 10.
Nice move by Bill, and Mike Jaminski just sort of got out of his way. You got to take a foul on that one. You cannot allow these kind of layups.
Jaminski saves a turnover.
Ricky Mahorn's got to start getting a little involved. The other night in the ballgame, only 2 field goals.
And an out rebound pulled away by Scottie Pippen. Bulls on the run. Pippen dishes off to Grant. Horace Grant's first bucket of the night. The lead back to Chicago, 12-10.
That's what Horace Grant needs. He likes those layups and dunks. It gets him more aggressive on both the offensive boards and defensive boards and makes him more willing to run the floor.
Barkley again draws the double team. Almost threw that ball away. And the turnover gives it back to Chicago.
Well, that was a break right that time for Philadelphia. The shot clock went off. They had a break. Otherwise, it would have been a breakaway dunk. Here's the score. Here you see the score 12-10, but Charles Barkley with the basketball right here. You see Michael Jordan over here. Here's Hersey Hawkins, an opportunity to get him to pass quickly, maybe let him get something going to the basket. Charles holds the basketball, and he now allows Michael Jordan to come all the way across the floor and cover, and now he's slow getting the basketball to him. Here's Hersey Hawkins. He's going to get the pass now. He's going to deliver him the pass. And now we stop it. Now we see Michael Jordan now has a chance to get a hand in his face and distract him on this shot.
And so far, basically, all the shooting done by Philadelphia has been by the 2 guys who are so ice cold in game 1. Hawkins and Dawkins. They've taken 6 of Philadelphia's 7 shots. Barkley hasn't attempted a field goal yet. Mahorn hasn't attempted a field goal yet. Bulls lead at 12-10. They have the ball as play resumes. Down low it comes to Michael. His turnaround jumper goes. Michael Jordan with 7 points in this first quarter.
Again, we see Michael Jordan just devastating in the post. Hersey Hawkins not big enough, strong enough. Michael's just going to be able to take that shot all night long if they continue to go in there.
Michael 3 out of 4 from the field. Barkley trying to operate along the baseline. And they got a whistle.
Personal foul, Chicago, 23, Michael Jordan.
Let's take a look now at the Chicago Bulls' keys to win tonight. They want to continue to do a good job on Barkley. Yes, he had 30 points, but make him continue to hold the basketball against the double team. Force Dawkins to hit the jump shot. They want a defensive rebound and run. And look for an angry 76er team tonight, a team that does not want to go down 2-0 in this series.
But they haven't played very angry in these first 6 minutes, have they?
No, they have not. They still do not have that fire defensively, and Chicago has been able to get a lot of shots inside against them.
Mahorn's first bucket of the night, 14-12. Chicago by 2, about the midway point of quarter number 1. Michael Jordan, by the way, has picked up a couple of fouls in this first quarter.
Well, I didn't notice that. That's 2 quick fouls on Michael Jordan, Pete. That's a good call. I thought they'd call the last one on Horace Grant. Charles Barkley picks up his first foul. See, Michael Jordan's the kind of player, though, he knows how to play with fouls, so he'll be smart to pick his spots.
Michael again. This time it won't go. Barkley had a hand on it. Ball belongs to Philadelphia. Tipped down by Pippen.
Scottie Pippen very active around the offensive boards. Charles Barkley must be aware of him. Scottie with those long arms has a great ability to tip dunk that basketball and not even bring it down.
Mahorn trying to back in against Cartwright. Turnaround shot won't go. Nothing but bulls around the boards that time.
I still think it's important to get Mahorn some shots like that against Bill Cartwright.
And Michael is having himself a hot first quarter. He has 9 points already. 16-12 Chicago.
Smart play by Hersey Hawkins, taking Michael Jordan off the drive, realizing Michael has 2 fouls, not settling for the shot, although he did not score. 2 rebounds by the Sixers and a stick back.
Barkley gets his first field goal of the night. A 2-point Chicago lead. Scottie Pippen traveled. So the turnover gives it back to Philadelphia with a chance to tie it up this trip.
Little isolation for Johnny Dawkins. They're going to play screen roll.
Over it comes to Jaminski. He will take the jumper and nail it. Mike Jaminski has 4.
Pete, that's a very difficult shot. He had the basketball. He held it, he held it, he held it, and then he took it. He had no rhythm when he took that shot. I'm surprised he made it.
Tied at 16 with 4.5 minutes to go in the first. Horace Grant left uncovered, but he can't get the open jumper to fall. It rolls loose, picked up by Cartwright. Cartwright somehow gets it to Grant again. Won't go again. Another Charles Barkley rebound. He has 4 boards in this first quarter. Off to Jaminski. He's going to take another jump shot. This one wouldn't go. Scottie Pippen clears for Chicago.
Scottie Pippen doing a nice job defensive rebounding in the first period.
Sets the screen for Michael's 3-point effort. Won't go. There's Jaminski with a board.
You know, I think it's a bad trend right now for Chicago. Everything is a quick jump shot. They're getting nothing inside. I think they've got to go inside and soften up a little bit against that defense. They fell into this pattern the other night in the second quarter. Shot 8 for 22.
Barkley double teamed. In trouble. A turnover. Bulls on the run. Pippen. To Paxson. He nails it. John Paxson's first field goal of the night. And the Bulls are up again by 2.
See, when they're running, John Paxson becomes a real effective player. He's a guy that can run without the basketball. And both Pippen and Jordan create shots for him by driving to the basket and penetrating and kicking out.
Now Jaminski got fouled by Pippen. Scottie Pippen committing his first.
Good Chicago defense here. Double team Charles Barkley holding the basketball. He finally finds Rick Mahorn. A tough pass too close to Jaminski to handle. Scottie Pippen off the strong drive, collapsing the defense, kicking to John Paxson for a beautiful jump shot.
3:15 to go in the first. Dawkins tries to tie it up and does.
I'm sure that Jimmy Lynam is breathing a big sigh of relief every time Johnny Dawkins shoots that shot and goes in. It's just going to increase his confidence more as this game goes along.
He was 3 out of 13 in game 1. He's 3 out of 4 in the first quarter tonight from the field. Cartwright working on Jaminski. Almost lost the ball. Now does lose it. Gets it back. Out it comes to Michael. Michael gets past everybody. 11 first quarter points for Michael Jordan. And the Bulls lead it by 2.
That looked like the Red Sea parting there defensively with those red jerseys getting out of the way. See, Hersey Hawkins now has Pippen on a switch. Jaminski ought to get out there and let him take him.
Dawkins has a lot of confidence right now.
That's amazing. This is the same kid that shot 3 for 13 the other night.
And he's at 4 field goals and 5 tries in this first quarter tonight. We are tied at 20. Oh, what a pass to Michael Jordan for 2 more. 13 first quarter points for Michael. Bulls up again by 2.
2 minutes to play in the quarter. 2 minutes.
Charles Barkley with a chance for a 3-point play and a chance to give Philadelphia the lead.
Philadelphia.
And we've got a timeout with 1:57 seconds remaining in the first. We are tied with 1:57 remaining in the first quarter. It's been the Michael Jordan show so far for Chicago, Doug, and that's not necessarily good news right now.
Well, you know, Pete, there's always a fine line you're treading. You see right here a great play by Michael Jordan. He's going to be able to get the ball inside with a beautiful slam dunk. You see a backdoor cut, beautiful pass. And here's going to be another look. Scottie Pippen with a beautiful pass to an isolated side. Michael Jordan has 2 consecutive slam dunks. But the problem you have when you look at Chicago right now, 13 for Michael, 2, 2, 3, and 2 for the rest of the team. Michael wants to get off to a good start against Hawkins. He wants to make him pay. He wants to get it into his head early. But the problem you have with that, you have to be very careful if these other guys don't stand around and start watching Michael play and then get themselves out of sync with what they need to do.
Now, you certainly know this team as well as anyone. Have you ever noticed that when players like a Michael Jordan have some of those big 50-point ball games, a lot of times it's in a losing effort?
Absolutely, because what happens is he gets it going so well. Believe me, the rest of his teammates enjoy watching him as well as these fans do, and you can get caught up in that. Now, you're going to see Craig Hodges coming into the basketball game right now, and he's going to replace Michael Jordan. Minute 57 to go. Craig Hodges had some great looks at 3-point shots the other night, did not get any of them to go. When I talked to Jimmy Lynam yesterday, he's worried about Hodges spotting up on the break.
There you see what Hawkins and Dawkins have done tonight. They have almost matched the total that they made in 26 efforts in game 1.
Let's see now with Michael Jordan out of the basketball game if Philadelphia tries to go with their offense to Hersey Hawkins against Craig Hodges. Craig Hodges will not be able to play him.
Barkley with 5 points in the first. The Sixers have their second lead. 23-22. Minute 50 remaining in the first. Down to 5 seconds left on the shot clock.
Well, Scottie Pippen wanting a foul. He had Jaminski on the isolation, didn't get it.
Hawkins along the lane.
So that's what I was talking about. You get Hersey Hawkins open floor opportunities. He's a different basketball player. Great recognition by Johnny Dawkins to get him the basketball. Here's looking for the foul, and boom, you see Ricky Mahorn right there letting know a little message there. Here's what I like about this now. Hawkins going to the basket. Charles Barkley was open on the other side. Johnny Dawkins knows that Hersey Hawkins needs that easy basket, Pete. He knows Barkley's going to get his. I think it's a very smart decision on his in the middle of the floor to make that play.
Hawkins now with 7 points in this first quarter. It's a 26-22 Philadelphia lead. The Sixers have reeled off the last 6 points. Again, it's Pippen all by himself this trip down, and he has a chance for a 3-point play. Jaminski got it.
Scottie Pippen taking Mike Jaminski off the drive. That's 2 times in a row he's done that now. Scottie Pippen is a right-handed player. Jaminski's got to push him to the left. And also you see there, if we have that, you see Hodges keeping Hawkins occupied out on the perimeter so he could not dish to him for the 3. So the presence of Craig Hodges got Scottie Pippen that 3-point play.
And it gets Chicago back to within 1. Pippen with 6 in this first quarter. You see the time left in the first. Barkley threads a pass through the lane to open Jaminski, and Jaminski now with 6 first quarter points.
Now here's 2
Dangerous
guys.
pass though.
Not only that, but here's 2 guys. Barkley was tough on Jaminski the other night, and now he's getting him the basketball early, trying to get his spirits up again. He knows that he was tough on him the other night, trying to get him back when they need him to win.
Pippen, who has been a one-man show the last 3 trips down for Chicago, misses the jumper. Barkley another rebound. He has 5 already.
Take away the drive, make him shoot the outside shot.
Inside to Mahorn. Jaminski and Grant collide under there as Jaminski loses the ball. The turnover gets it back to Chicago.
This pass just a little bit too hard here. Ricky Mahorn actually has the layup, and he decides to drop it off at the last minute. A little bit too hard of a pass for Mike Jaminski to handle. Jimmy Lynam has to like what he sees, though, here in this first period. His team playing much better basketball than they did the other night.
I think there is a little concern right now about the clock. The ball went out of bounds, and I think a couple of seconds ticked off the clock. And so Mike Mathis over at the timers table to see. Yeah, they're going to set it back to 35.6.
Now, how they can come up with an arbitrary 0.8 is between you and I'll never know.
It's not so bad the full seconds. It's those tenths of seconds that are hard to keep track of.
They knew it was 0.8, though, Pete.
Paxson. To Hodges to Cartwright. Pippen will take it from three-point territory. Not even close. Neither is the follow-up by Hodges.
All right, get last shot here. Let's see if Philadelphia spreads the floor, let Johnny Dawkins penetrate, either find the open man or take it all the way. He wants to hold it down and now go with it.
He does. He gets by Paxson, finds Barkley.
Great play. Excellent play. Excellent execution.
Barkley now has 7. And there is the horn ending quarter number 1. The Philadelphia 76ers, who trailed by 12 after 1 quarter in game 1, lead by 5 after 1 quarter in game 2.
Great play, great quickness. Johnny Dawkins with the dish. Pippen has to help. Easy basket by Barkley. Sixers playing great basketball right now.
And Michael Jordan with 13 points in the first quarter for Chicago, but they're down by 5 as we go to quarter number 2. We are back at Chicago Stadium. Pete Van Weer and Doug Collins. Philadelphia leading at 30-25. A big first quarter for Michael Jordan. 13 points in the first, but as we mentioned midway through the quarter, that's not always good news.
Well, Pete, at the minute 57 mark, Phil Jackson gave him a rest. Michael had 2 fouls. The Bulls were up 23-22. In the last minute 57, they go down 5, so they lose 6 points with Michael on the bench. So I think it's very important for us to watch now when he rests. Can Philadelphia take advantage of that?
And so far, one of the keys to Philadelphia's success tonight, the play of their backcourt has been excellent. Johnny Dawkins and Hersey Hawkins, a combined 6 of 10 from the field, 15 points. They have 5 assists. They had only 7 in game 1 all night.
Ron Anderson in the ball game right now. Remember, he's a big part of their offense.
Mahorn takes it to the hole. He has 4. And the lead is up to 7 by Philadelphia. Hodges works against Dawkins. Michael, too strong with that shot. Rebound battle for. Philadelphia comes away with it. Dawkins finds Hawkins for 2.
See, Michael with 2 fouls has to be very careful on a play like that, so he's got to give Hawkins a basket. Hawkins has 3 layups in this basketball game.
A 9-point lead by Philadelphia. Stacey King can't get it to go. Another Philadelphia rebound. They're doing a good job on the board so far tonight. Anderson. The first substitution made by Jim Lynam in the game. The starters went all 12 minutes in quarter number 1. And Ron Anderson nails that one.
Well, Philadelphia right now doing everything they want to do. Their defensive rebounding is excellent. They're running. They're hitting their open shots. As a result, they are now up 11 here early in this second period.
And it calls for a quick Chicago timeout. And our Honda leaders tonight, consecutive scoring titles. Michael Jordan moving into sole possession of second place on that list, and it wouldn't surprise me at all if he reached number 1 in 3 or 4 more years.
Well, he's got a great chance. Pete, we're seeing early in the ball game here. First of all, great defensive rebounding by Philadelphia. But look, let's take a look. Here's Michael Jordan in the corner. Here is Hersey Hawkins, all right? The rebound is secured. Hersey Hawkins gets out, and Michael Jordan can't get to him. This is 3 layups in the ball game now for Hersey Hawkins. This is the way to make your jump shooter score some easy points.
And it's a 10-0 run for the Sixers as they've opened up a 36-25 lead.
Now, one thing we have to talk about, the other night in the ball game, Philadelphia basically played 6 guys. They played 8 guys, but 2 of them played like 6 minutes. So they basically played 6 guys. Right now, the only substitution they have made is Ron Anderson for Mike Cheminsky. When Jimmy Lynam starts going to his bench, what effect will that have on this basketball game?
It'll be Chicago ball as play resumes. Bulls looking for their first second quarter points. Scottie Pippen sends it down to Michael. He's double teamed, gets the shot away anyway, and this one falls for him.
Well, with the
for Jordan.
When the Bulls are looking for something, they post Michael Jordan. They did it in game 1. They're now doing it again in game 2. Tough shot by MJ, but he got it in.
A 9-point Philadelphia lead. In it comes to Hawkins. Barkley didn't see it coming. Turnover, gives it back to Chicago.
Tough pass, but I do like the fact that Hawkins made a curl on that play. He actually got rid of Michael Jordan. He had a little more patience. I think he got something out of that.
Craig Hodges nails the three-pointer. His first points of the night.
Remember I said the other night he had some good looks at the 3 points. Did not get any of them. Tonight, his first one he's able to knock in.
The lead is cut to 6. That wouldn't go. Rebound Grant. And the Bulls trying to get a little run of their own going now. Michael over Hawkins. No, rebound Barkley.
I think Michael is a little upset at himself. He settled for a quick jump shot there. Maybe could have made something else happen. You know, you always wonder with Michael, he can get by anybody anytime he wants to. That time, settling for the quick jumper.
Barkley already with 7 rebounds tonight. Hersey Hawkins slipped, lost his footing, lost the ball. Here comes Michael, and he's fouled by Anderson.
Good foul by Ron Anderson here. You want to keep Michael Jordan from getting this crowd excited. Hersey Hawkins now trying to do a little too much in this quarter now. He's taking a quick jump shot, a turnover there. Ron Anderson with a foul. Hersey Hawkins just let the game come to him. Don't keep challenging Michael Jordan.
Hodges finds Scottie Pippen. He's guarded by Anderson. Hits the turnaround jumper over Anderson. Another rebound for Barkley, his 8th.
See, no second shots tonight right now. Philadelphia is doing a tremendous job getting onto the defensive backboard. I think Charles Barkley needs to get the ball in his hands on this possession. He's gone dry the last couple times. Forced the double team.
Underneath the Mahorn, and a chance for a 3-point play.
Rick Mahorn.
Boy, I want to tell you one thing. This is a different Philadelphia team that we're seeing right now. Ricky Mahorn is aggressive. He's active. Now we're going to see Ricky Mahorn. He's in isolation. The minute his man goes to double team, he cuts to the basket. Slow on the rotation is Scottie Pippen. Scottie picks up his second personal foul. We see Ed Neely now for the first time in a series replacing Stacey King.
Rick Mahorn. Chance to complete the 3-point play. And they get a 9-point lead, and he does.
You know, the team you see right now on the floor for Chicago is relatively a slow team that they normally put out there with Cartwright, Neely, and Hodges, not the speed that they normally have. Pippen and Jordan can both run. Let's see if they get it in the half court now.
Cartwright working against Mahorn. Almost traveled. Got the shot away, and it fell for him. Cartwright's first bucket of the second quarter. He has 4 points on the night. It's a 7-point 76er lead.
Rick Mahorn with a foul here, trying to post up against Cartwright. It's the second foul. You're going to see it right here. He's holding him out, holding him out. Let's see if you can see him right there with the arm. And Bill tries to pull it away, and the foul on Ricky Mahorn, and he will sit down now as Bob Thornton comes into the basketball game. Let's see if the Bulls go to Bill Cartwright.
Craig Hodges again. And he's hit 2 in a row. One from 3-point land, that one from 2-point land. He has 5, the lead down to 5 by Philadelphia. 8:15 to go in the half. Dawkins, good move to the basket.
See, Craig Hodges is not quick enough to contain Johnny Dawkins. That's a good move. Take him to the basket. Nice finish. Johnny Dawkins big, now 5 for 6 in this basketball game.
A complete turnaround from his performance in game 1. And because of it, Philadelphia is up by 7.
Cartwright has the advantage here on Thornton. Let's see if he can take advantage of it.
They get it to Bill Cartwright. And we're going to get a foul called here.
Let's take a look at the isolation of Johnny Dawkins. Speed and quickness. Remember, he's so quick. He takes it here. Bill Cartwright a little slow getting down there, and a big finish. Ed Neely not a shot blocker, so he was able to finish it strong.
Steal by Barkley. He'll beat Neely and stuff it home. Charles Barkley with 9. 4 for 4 from the field. It's 43-34, 9-point Philadelphia lead.
Remember now, Hawkins, Dawkins, and Barkley have not been out of this basketball game. Will that be a factor?
Scottie Pippen gets it to Cartwright. He draws the double team, finds Michael, who finds Hodges open from 3-point land. This one wouldn't go for him. Rebound pulled away by Thornton.
Boy, he did not see Johnny Dawkins wide open down the floor. If he could have found him, it would have been an easy layup.
There's a three-point effort by Hersey Hawkins. No, Neely gets the rebound.
Very flat on his shot. Did you notice no trajectory at all?
Michael trying to get past Hersey Hawkins, and instead was fouled. More TNT NBA playoff action tomorrow night, beginning with Game 2 of the New York-Detroit series. Detroit up big after that first win.
And I'm getting on a plane as soon as this game is over, and I'm heading out to L.A., so you can watch me tomorrow night, Pete. I know you'll be watching.
I'll do that.
Bob Neal and I will be out there. Land of the Lakers, who now are in a must-win situation tomorrow night, and then they got to go to Phoenix and get one. So Phoenix played exceptionally well and got the big victory last night, executing in the last 4 minutes.
Michael Jordan now with 16 points. You see what his numbers look like for these playoffs so far. That's over 5 games. They beat Milwaukee 3-1 to get to round 2. He makes them both. He has 17. And it's a 7-point Philadelphia lead.
Let's see if Johnny Dawkins continues to take it at Craig Hodges, try to beat him off the dribble.
His Philadelphia team shooting 70% from the field in his first half to this point. That'll knock it down a little bit.
Great play by Pippen. Beautiful block.
Jordan throws the ball away. And the turnover gives it back to the Sixers.
Scottie Pippen beat on the give and go, but the long arm of the law of Scottie Pippen there with the big block shot. I tell you, sometimes you can outrun your mistakes in this game, and that's what Scottie Pippen just did. He turned his head, got caught, but he was able to make a great play to save himself.
Comes down low to Barkley, back out to Jaminski. Good ball movement. Anderson takes the jumper and hits it for 3.
You think outside shooting is not important in this basketball game?
It certainly has been for Philadelphia tonight. And inside shooting has been important for that man, Scottie Pippen, who has 8 points in the first half and a chance here for a 3-point play.
Pete, I cannot impress enough upon our people watching the basketball game. Scottie Pippen is the kind of player, when you give him easy scores, he's capable of big nights. He sees Thornton on him in the open floor, beautiful crossover dribble, and the finish, and most everything that Scottie has done tonight has been going to the basket. He's made 1 jump shot. Everything else has been taking it to the basket.
He does miss his second free throw of the night, though, and it's a 46-38 lead for the Sixers. 8-point lead with about 6:10 to go in this first half. Dawkins, who has been nailing that shot all night, can't get this one to fall.
Go ahead, Neely. Nice block out against Barkley, keeping him from a second shot.
Pippen trying to hit. Jordan throws it away. That's 2 errant passes in a row by the Bulls. One by Michael, one by Scottie Pippen.
You have a term in tennis that's called an unforced error right there. And unforced errors are what turns Phil Jackson's hair a little grayer every night.
5:52 to go in the half. Sixers trying to extend that lead to 10.
I like Barkley here against Neely. See if he can take him and force the double team. He's got the double team.
And he makes a bad pass. But we get a whistle from Darryl Garrettson.
Chicago personal foul, 33.
Scottie Pippen committing his 3rd.
That is an important foul right there, his 3rd. Scottie's going to have to sit down now as Horace Grant comes in. You see the double team coming, and Pippen with a push in the back. That's a good call by Darryl Garrettson. And Scottie Pippen now, who's played big, will have to sit out the last 5:42.
Barkley, you could tell he was thinking about going to the hole from the moment he got the ball inbounds. 11 points for Barkley. He's 5 of 5 from the field, a 10-point Philadelphia lead. Neely hands it to Hodges. Comes back to Neely. He'll take the jumper from the top of the circle. That would have turned this crowd on if that one fell. It did not.
Watch Ron Anderson spotting up here. He had the shot. Now Barkley's going to launch one.
And nail it. The obligatory 3-point effort from Charles Barkley. He tries at least 1 a game. He doesn't hit very many of them, but he did hit that one. He has 14 points, 9 rebounds in his first half. 51-38. Sixers 5-13.
The Bulls want the ball inside to Cartwright right now. They feel they can take it to Jaminski. They've got everything on the perimeter right now.
Cartwright trying to draw the foul, instead traveled. And that does not have Phil Jackson very happy. He thought he got fouled down there.
Jaminski on Cartwright in the post. He pump fakes, gets him in the air. And right there they ruled that yeah, he shuffled his feet. Good call.
Anderson wide left with a shot. Rebound Cartwright. Off it comes to Craig Hodges. trying to alley-oop it to Michael. It goes out of bounds. It belongs to Philadelphia. That's 5 turnovers this quarter for the Bulls. 51-38, Philadelphia leads it. They have owned this first half to this point. Once they got the lead, they have not slowed down. Another illegal defense.
You know, one thing Barkley's doing tonight, Pete, a little bit better. He's moving the basketball more crisply. He's making better passes. That's a second illegal defense now. Ron Anderson will shoot the technical. One of the keys that I talked about in the game tonight was Barkley not to hold the ball so long that the shot clock starts working against them. Tonight they're having more time. As a result, they have a 52-38 lead, and they're getting easier baskets. They're catching Chicago in their rotations, and Chicago's going to take a timeout.
The timeout comes with 4:10 remaining in the half.
The Sixers and the Bulls will continue from Chicago Stadium in a moment. Hello, I'm Craig Sager, and I'll be joined at halftime by Mike Fratello. We'll have highlights of tonight's game, the presentation of the American Airlines Most Improved Player Award, and a visit to possibly the best sports town in the country, Chicago, where Pete Van Weeren and Doug Collins are standing by. Gentlemen.
4:10 remaining in the half. Philadelphia leading at 52-38. A complete turnaround for the Sixers from game one, Doug.
Well, Pete, I think one of the things they're doing very well, first of all, Barkley's passing the ball much better, and the Sixer cutters are doing much better going to the basket. And here's what's happening. You're going to see Barkley catch the ball, and you're going to read a double team. Stacey King is going to come across the floor. The minute Mahorn sees that, he cuts on the backside. There's a shooter at the top. Pippen does not want to leave him. As a result, Ricky Mahorn's going to get a three-point play. Let's take a look at it. It goes in. Now you see Anderson at the top. Pippen now is afraid to leave Anderson. A three-point play. And great pass, great ball movement. Much crisper game execution tonight by the 76ers.
Got a little problem here with the court surface at Chicago Stadium. As you know, the Blackhawks are still alive in the Stanley Cup. The ice is still down here, and we're getting a little condensation seeping through in the court. A lot of wet spots. And Daryl Gerritsen was talking with some of the attendants here, telling them to really keep their eyes peeled for that. We already saw a couple of players slip in the second quarter. Barkley to Jaminski. Jaminski trying to get it to Thornton underneath. He went up for the shot originally and changed his mind. The cost of that was a turnover. 3:45 to go in the half. Now it's Barkley guarding Jordan.
Oh, Michael almost got away with the travel.
Walk there. Cartwright couldn't get it to fall. Another Charles Barkley rebound. He has 10 rebounds. Philadelphia up by 14. 3.5 minutes remaining in the half. Jaminski got the points.
Jaminski shooting the ball big tonight. He's 4 for 5. He's been in a slump. Hawkins shooting it. Dawkins shooting it. Anderson shooting it. As a result, plus 16. And their defense is picked up because they're playing well offensively.
And they've got Chicago kind of stalled right now. They're playing a lot of half court.
Well, Chicago right now, the team they have on the floor, really Michael Jordan is the only primetime scorer they have. With Pippen out, he's the only creator. All these other guys will feed off what Michael does. He's going to have to really look to be creative right now. Maybe get Paxson some open shots.
Jaminski over to Dawkins. He is wide open. And that's one of the few he's missed like that tonight. Cartwright the rebound off the Paxson. 54-40. About 2.5 minutes remaining in the half. Grant looking for help. Down to 6 seconds left in the shot clock. Cartwright forces the shot, drew the foul.
Here's Michael Jordan on the drive, taking Ron Anderson. Jaminski just can't step out there. He opens up, and Michael Jordan with a great drive down the middle. You're going to see it now from the slam cam. This is what Michael Jordan sees every night because he's the only one that's up there.
That was the third foul, by the way, picked up by Bob Thornton. Rick Mahorn's going to be checking back in. At the conclusion of tonight's game, Doug and I will be selecting the Miller Lite player of the game.
Pete, right now the team that Chicago has on the floor, remember I talked, it's a team that's not a fast team. You've got Neely, Paxson, and Cartwright on the floor. This is a team you're not going to trap much with. What Philadelphia has to do in this last 2:20 is not get real conservative and start holding the basketball, go 2 or 3 possessions dry, and have a big first half with only gives them a 6 or 8 point lead. They'd like to right now finish this half strong with a double-figure lead.
They lead by 12 now. The Chicago Stadium crowd trying to get this Bulls team going. Mahorn muscles one up over Cartwright. Wouldn't go. Michael the rebound.
You got to cover Michael. Remember, he's their scorer on the floor right now. Don't give him the shot. Double him. See a wide open
Neely
shot.
set the pick for him. He got the shot away. Wouldn't go. The tip is out of bounds off Anderson. Ball still belongs to the Bulls.
Really load up on Michael Jordan right now. If you're Philadelphia, run at him, make him give the basketball up, make him work so hard to get his other teammates involved right now because, again, Pete, as I said, they're going to feed off what Michael does.
Let's see what kind of crowd Michael draws if they get the ball to him. They do. An illegal D called against Philadelphia. First one against them.
First violation, warning.
A minute 43 remaining in the half. Sixers up by 12. He comes into Neely, a near steal by Barkley. Now they get it to Michael. Good pick set by Cartwright, but Michael couldn't get it to fall. Cartwright the rebound, and a whistle, and the call's going to go against Chicago.
That's Ed Neely over the back of Charles Barkley. Not in the penalty yet, so the ball will be inbounded on the side. Phil Jackson not happy with that call. Let's take a look at it here to see if we can see where the foul was committed. Watch Ed Neely now. The shot's going to go up. He's 45. He's coming in your picture right there on the right shoulder of Charles Barkley. Let's see if Ron Anderson can get the ball against Ed Neely coming off a screen. That's a mismatch. He should be able to score against him.
He gets by Neely, going up for the shot. Basket is good, and he drew the foul.
That's knowing who you got on the floor and who people are guarding. Ed Neely cannot play Ron Anderson. He's too quick for him. He cannot chase him off the screens. But with Pippen being in foul trouble, Phil Jackson must go with this matchup. Either that or maybe bring in a Charles Davis. Ron Anderson taking the ball to the basket. Big three-point play opportunity.
Anderson has contributed some big minutes off the bench. He now has 9 points.
Charles Davis now getting ready to check in. You know he's going to come in for Neely, realizing that mismatch. I think it's a good substitution by Phil Jackson.
Philadelphia has not missed a free throw yet. They're 7 of 7 from the line. Grant over Anderson. That one goes for Horace Grant. He has 4 points. It's 57-44.
See, that's the only other basket Horace Grant's got besides a driving layup from Pippen on the break. When Chicago plays half-court basketball, Horace Grant sometimes gets lost.
Hawkins gives it to Barkley.
Now they've made the switch. They have Grant on Anderson. Now Neely on Barkley.
Barkley takes the jumper over Neely. Won't go. Rebound Grant. That's Barkley's first miss of the night. Paxson. John Paxson. His 4th point. And Philadelphia's lead, now an 11-point lead. You see the time remaining.
You know, I think Charles Barkley would like to have that last possession back rather than shooting the jump shot against Neely, trying to take it past him.
Dawkins. Off to Anderson. That one wouldn't go. Michael Jordan gets the rebound. And the Bulls can play for a final shot here and see if they can whittle that Philadelphia lead down into single figures at halftime.
Well, I'm going to run and get the ball out of Michael Jordan's hands. I'm not going to let him isolate against me.
He takes it over Hawkins. Wouldn't go. Rebound. Back to Michael. Quickly gets it away again. Wouldn't go. Half is over. And the Philadelphia 76ers, who were blown out of this building in Game 1, have an 11-point lead at the half in Game 2.
Great defense by Hersey Hawkins here on the last possession against Michael Jordan. Michael on a penetrating drive here. Look at the hand in the face. He doesn't get it to go. Michael very fortunate there. He has 2 fouls, but he does not pick up his 3rd. Then he misses the last shot. And Philadelphia, with a sensational first half, has control of this basketball game.
The Sixers lead it 57-46 at halftime here at Chicago Stadium. Okay, thank you, Greg. It's halftime, 57-46 Philadelphia. Pete Van Weer and Doug Collins back with you from Chicago Stadium. A much different turn of events in this game, Doug, than we saw here in Game 1 when Chicago owned the game from start to finish.
Well, I thought the big difference was in the first period when Johnny Dawkins and Hawkins came out and they made some shots, the whole confidence level of Philadelphia got bigger and bigger and bigger. And then what happened is their defense got better. You're going to see the field goal percentage What a difference a night makes. 38% in game one. Tonight, 62%. Offensive rebounds don't become a factor when you shoot that well. Philadelphia only has one, but they're shooting 62% to 44 for Chicago.
And here's the way the guards have performed tonight. You'll recall we showed you in game one, Hersey Hawkins, Johnny Dawkins, and Ron Anderson together shot only 28%, and you have to get a better performance than that. Well, tonight, the Sixers are getting a better performance from them.
Well, you see 11 for 22 the other night, 11 for 39, so they've already got the same amount of field goals with 17 less shots. I think the big difference is right now also, too, they've been able to get out and get some easy baskets for Hersey Hawkins. He's got 3 layups in the open floor, and when he gets those kind of opportunities, then his jump shot has a tendency to want to go. All 3 of his baskets have been on layups. They're 36 and 3 when they're shooting plus 500 from the field. Has to be a good sign. My question is, will they continue to make that shot in the second half like they have? Philadelphia has to feel pretty good right now, but Chicago says if we can make them miss some of those shots, we can get into our transition game. Scottie Pippen in foul trouble hurt. Michael, 19 points, but took 18 shots to get it. We documented in the first quarter he got off to a big start. The other guys stood around and watched a little bit. Let's see what happens here now as we start the third period.
It's the Sixers ball as quarter number 3 gets underway. Barkley, Hawkins, Dawkins, Mahorn, and Jaminski on the court for Philadelphia. There's the turnover taken away by Michael. Michael made 7 of his first 11 field goals, missed 6 of his last 7. Fed it off that time to Horace Grant
now
for the first 2 points of quarter number 3.
Horace Grant, again, this is when he's at his best in the open floor. Michael with a strip. He's going to take it up the floor. Horace Grant running hard on the outside. Now, Horace Grant had 2 baskets in the first half. Here he is with a big left-handed dunk and a foul over Barkley. So already a good start for the Chicago Bulls.
Barkley picking up his second. Grant a chance to make a 3-point play.
Let's see now if he scores, if Chicago goes into their full-court defense here.
There to follow with 2 more.
And already picking up full court, trying to change the tempo of this game with their speed and quickness.
It's been quickly chopped to a 7-point Philadelphia lead.
And he got it across with 1 second on the shot clock.
Jaminski takes the jumper and hits it over Cartwright. That's a big basket for Philadelphia. You missed that time, and Chicago gets the ball. They could really start some kind of a run on you to take the lead away.
Jaminski 5 for 6.
Jaminski with 10 on the night. Paxson puts it into Cartwright. He finds Michael. Michael over Hawkins. 21 for Michael Jordan. A 7-point Philadelphia lead.
Trying to go inside of Jaminski. Remember now, Pippen has 3 personal fouls. Jaminski with the advantage. Let's see if he can take advantage of it.
Hawkins dishing off to a wide-open Jaminski. Great Mike Jaminski finally getting that shooting touch back in these playoffs.
Now, Hersey Hawkins has not shot the ball well, but that's 4 assists for him in the ball game, so at least he's creating now. Jaminski's hit his last 4 shots.
Philadelphia by 9. Michael over the screen set by Grant. Wouldn't go. Barkley into the rebound.
Michael said he didn't drive much in game 1 because of his ankle. He's not driven much tonight either. Shooting a lot of jump shots. That's 20 shots already that he's taken in the game.
Barkley dishing off, trying to dish it off to Mahorn. Mahorn couldn't handle it. Grant picks up the loose ball to Paxson.
I think Chicago needs to get Paxson some jump shots here if they possibly can. He's a big part of their offense. When he's shooting the ball well, they're a different team.
Cartwright spins around Mahorn for 2. He has 8 points on the night. It's a 7-point Philadelphia lead again with 9:40 remaining in the third quarter.
Here's the play we talked about to start the game. The double up. Let's see if they can find the open man. It'll be Hawkins. Can he make the shot?
No. Pippen rebounds.
If Chicago scores here, if I'm Jimmy Lynam, I stop it quickly. I get a timeout, either a 20 or a full. Chicago's starting now to take control of this third period.
Scottie Pippen tries to get around Mahorn and does. 10 points for Pippen. Timeout, Philadelphia.
The 1990 NBA playoffs on TNT are brought to you by Jeep and Eagle, the official vehicles of the NBA, and by Royal Caribbean, A Royal Caribbean cruise is lots of different vacations in one. Royal Caribbean, it's all here.
We've got 9:08 remaining in the third. Bulls trailing now by only 5. And Philadelphia got that trap that you were talking about early in the first half, Doug, but they did not convert the jumper this time.
Well, here's what's going to happen. You're going to see Barkley catch the ball, and Pippen's going to come double team. They're going to leave Jaminski. Now, if we can hold it as Pippen comes right there, all right? Early in the game now, when this occurred, the guy that left cut to the basket. This time, Jaminski stays out, and it's going to force Johnny Dawkins to shoot the outside jump shot, something he shot well in the first half. This time, he did not convert.
And all of a sudden, the momentum turning a little bit in this one.
Well, I think it was a great timeout by Jimmy Lynam. He realizes the crowd's involved in the basketball game. I think also a key. All right, to start the first quarter, Michael Jordan was the offense. Starting this quarter, Horace Grant has 2 baskets. Pippen with the drive. Michael with a jumper, so the balance is more distributed right now. The other guy is more involved.
Cartwright also had a basket.
That's right, so everybody except Paxson has a score.
61-56. Jaminski trying to stay hot, and does. He has hit all 6 of the Philadelphia points here in the third on 3 jumpers.
Well, he's hit his
last 5.
He's such a critical part of this team because he's the guy that causes problems for your big man to cover out on the floor.
Michael over Jaminski. Wouldn't go. Rebound, Hersey Hawkins.
Again, Michael settling for that jump shot, shooting an awful lot of jumpers.
Dawkins from in the lane. Little ball for him. Johnny Dawkins with his first 2 of this half, 12 of the night.
If you're Jimmy Lynam, you're saying, boy, I took a good timeout there. It's already back now to a 9-point ball game, so good timeout.
It was a 5-point game, and the timeout was called. Michael spins through the lane for 2 more. He has 23.
I still think Michael's ankles bothered him a little bit. He did not glide through the air like he normally did. That was a finger roll. But the good thing was he did take it to the basket.
Another case of a player slipping on this somewhat moist court tonight because of the ice being underneath. And the attendant out there to try to dry up that spot on the court as action takes place on the other end.
Pippen wants to take Mahorn off the dribble.
He does. Won't go for him. Rebound comes out long, pulled away by Dawkins. Dawkins hits the short jumper off the glass.
What a tough shot. Now, Scottie Pippen came down on Johnny Dawkins when he landed on his ankle. We've seen Johnny Dawkins have problems. Let's see if his ankle responds okay. You see him grimacing right now and holding that right ankle.
He has 14 on the night. It's a 9-point lead again for the Sixers. Wide open is Cartwright. Couldn't get it to fall. Rebound Pippen. Back outside Paxson for 3. Grant another board.
Good decision by Michael not to take that 3-point shot. So we get the ball inside maybe to Bill Cartwright.
Instead to get it into Grant, his jumper wouldn't go. They had 3 opportunities down there and didn't get any of them to fall.
Well, if Philadelphia can score here with all the action that we've had, we've lost 6 minutes on the clock, and the score will be the same as it was at halftime, plus 11.
Dawkins fires away, wouldn't go. Another rebound for Barkley. He has a dozen of them. Jaminski for 3. That wouldn't go.
Not a good shot. Mike Jaminski, he's a little bit out of his range. Jimmy Lynam did not want that shot. When you're hot, though, you have a tendency to get excited, even if you're a veteran basketball player. Mike Jaminski just took a quick shot when they had a new clock.
Michael Jordan gives to Cartwright. Cartwright goes in against Jaminski. Basket wouldn't go, but he was fouled by Jaminski. That's 2 on Jaminski.
Philadelphia, personal foul, 42, Mike Jaminski, his second.
Bill Cartwright right now is having his own way when he gets the ball in the post with Jaminski. He's banging him, and Jaminski is giving ground. Against Bill Cartwright, when he bumps you, you must hold your ground. Bill has a tendency sometimes to lose his balance on the dribble. If you'll hold your ground, you can get some help. Mike Jaminski, Mahorn have both retreated, and Cartwright has taken advantage of it.
He made the point in the first half that Chicago's big men had to shoot the free throws better. Did you see what they did when they came out at halftime? All of the big men went right to that foul line.
Well, that's a good thing because Cartwright's normally a good free throw shooter on the year. He was a high 70% free throw shooter, so he usually does a good job getting to the line.
Chicago struggling from the line again tonight. They're 7 of 11. That's under 70%. Philadelphia hasn't missed. They're 7 of 7. An 8-point Sixer lead, approaching the halfway mark of the third quarter. Dawkins underneath to Mahorn. Mahorn had the ball tipped. I think Cartwright's the guy that tipped it out of his hands.
That's 2 easy baskets. Ricky Mahorn has had that, and he does not finish off. He fumbled a pass that time. One was deflected, so 2 point-blank opportunities.
Pippen's three-point effort won't go. 13th rebound of the night for Barkley. Waiting for Charles to explode in this third quarter. He hasn't scored yet in this half.
Well, he wants to isolate. Here comes Pippen on the double team. Let's see if they can find the open man.
All the way across the court to Hersey Hawkins, and he nails a three-pointer.
Now, see, Barkley's going to go over and encourage Hersey Hawkins, okay? The other night, he yelled at him, okay? When Hersey Hawkins wasn't doing well, he yelled at him. Tonight, he is encouraging him. Very good play by Charles Barkley there to go over and give his teammates the help they need to get through this basketball game.
Philadelphia's lead back where it was at halftime. 11 points with 5:10 remaining. And there's 2 more for Bill Cartwright, who has 5 in the quarter, 11 on the night.
I tell you, right now, Cartwright's just going right at Jaminski. Mike Jaminski's going to have to hold his ground a little bit. Cartwright getting too many easy scores in the low post.
Dawkins dribbles around Mahorn, sends it over to Jaminski. Hersey Hawkins. Dawkins again, 5 seconds left to shoot it. He loses the ball, but Hawkins gets it back. He has no tie. We had a whistle.
Philadelphia personal foul, 12, Johnny Dawkins.
Good defense, John Paxson. He strips it loose, picks up the basketball with Horace Grant. Johnny Dawkins with the foul, and now Chicago with a chance to pull back within 7.
4:35 remaining. Jordan operating in the paint. Hits the short jumper. He has 6 in the quarter. He has 25 in the night. And the Sixers lead is 7. Michael now 11 for 24 from the field.
You know, it looks like Johnny Dawkins is limping a little bit, Pete, from that field when Pippen landed on his ankle. He's not running very smoothly right now. It's a charge.
Barkley didn't think so. That's his third.
If we get a look at Johnny Dawkins, though, he's limping right now. That is a real critical thing to watch right now to see if that ankle starts bothering him. They do not really have a legit point guard backup. Scotty Brooks has not even got in the ball game right now.
The starters have played most of the minutes here tonight for Philadelphia. 76-3, Sixers by 7.
Well, Pippen wants the ball back. He's got Jaminski, can take it right past him.
And does. Pippen has 12 on the night. The Bulls back to within 5. They have scored the last 6 points in this quarter. Mahorn trying to get around Cartwright, and Cartwright fouled him. That's 2 on Bill Cartwright.
Chicago personal foul, 24, Bill Cartwright is second. The team's first.
This is a drive that I thought that Johnny Dawkins got hurt on. He lands here. Now watch Pippen. He goes up and he comes down on his ankle. You see Johnny Dawkins' face there, and he goes up the court. He starts limping. You see him right now gingerly on that right ankle, dragging it behind him. Now Johnny Dawkins is a guy who lives on speed and quickness. So if he does not have that, it takes away a lot of his basketball game.
Mahorn hit the first of 2, his 8th point of the night. And he hits them both. Philadelphia still has not missed from the line. They've hit 9 out of 9.
But they got there
by 7.
They got there 39 times the other night. Tonight they have not gotten there as much. Those outside shots are falling, so they're shooting them more.
72-65, Philadelphia. Michael over Mahorn. 2 more. He is warming up. He has 8 in the quarter, 27 on the night. It's a 5-point game again with 3:20 to go in the third.
You can see what's happening. Michael Jordan back in the post is devastating the Philadelphia defense. That's where he's been the most comfortable in this series in the first 2 games.
Ron Anderson, who had a good first half, gives it off to Barkley. Barkley rolls toward the basket. They're going to call a charge on Charles.
Oh, that's a big play right there.
That's his 4th foul.
Oh, that is big right there. Instead of a 3-point play opportunity, it's Barkley's 4th. Now Jimmy Lynam has to make a decision. Does he get him out the last 3 minutes? Charles Barkley must maintain his composure right now.
72-65, Bulls down by 5. A chance to get within 3 here. It comes into Jordan. 2 more. 22nd timeout called by Philadelphia. It's a 3-point game.
Let's watch this charge by Charles Barkley. I didn't really have a good look the last time. He's going to spin on the dribble right here. I tell you, that's a pretty weak call right there in my estimation in the playoffs. If you're going to make that call, you're going to have all these guys in foul trouble, and that's a tough call against Philadelphia.
He will be 20 years younger than his brother Paul.
Michael Jordan is doing his most damage right now. In the low post, you're going to see him on the catch. Now what happens? He sees Mahorn coming, and he goes away from the double team, finds an open area for the score. Michael Jordan, the last 3 times down the floor, in the post, has scored. And again, a real critical call. The charging, the offensive foul against Charles Barkley that looked like could have been a 3-point play opportunity has given him 4 fouls.
Now, you mentioned that he had to keep his composure, and he almost has lost it over there on the sideline during this timeout. First, Fred Carter came over. Then Derek Smith, who's not dressed for the game tonight because of a knee injury. He came over, and Bob Thornton did to kind of set a screen so Tommy Nunez couldn't see him. Now Jimmy Lynam is giving Tommy Nunez a little piece of his mind about that call. And it does have Charles really upset.
Well, it does. Now what happens is, all right, Chicago is coming in with a speed lineup right now. They're taking Cartwright out of the game to rest him. Jaminski and Mahorn on the floor, a slower front line. Will this lineup by Chicago create speed, some open floor opportunities, or will Philadelphia be able to take advantage of it with some muscle? We'll have to watch now what happens with Barkley out of the game with this lineup.
Bulls are on a 10-2 run to pull back to within 3. Philadelphia has the ball. Dawkins gets it to Mahorn.
Now he wants to muscle and take it inside.
He does and hits it.
All right, it's muscle against speed right now. Which one will take advantage of this next 2.5 minutes?
11 points for Rick Mahorn. 76ers lead it by 5.
Michael again in the post. They're looking for him in the post.
Michael draws the crowd as he always does. Scottie Pippen open from the baseline.
Boy, when Pippen makes that shot, he's a super basketball player. That's when he's a big-time all-star, because you know he's going to be able to get inside and get some easy ones.
Jordan now with 7 assists. The 7th one leading to Pippen's 13th and 14 points.
Mahorn again wants the basketball in against Grant.
And he's going to get the basket and the foul here.
I want to tell you one thing about this matchup, okay? Horace Grant does not like to play against Rick Mahorn. From being in Detroit last year, no, nobody does. And Horace, it's a tough matchup for him. Right now, you're going to see Horace, and Mahorn is able to hook him and take the little jump shot, a 3-point play opportunity. Now, Will Perdue will come in the game for Horace Grant. He will probably be matched against Mike Jaminski, and Stacey King will now go to Mahorn. So let's see now if Mahorn can continue to work in the low post.
He converts the 3-point play, has 7 points in the quarter, 14 on the night. Sixers lead it by 6.
If Philadelphia can stay where they are right now, it could be a blessing in disguise for Barkley getting a little rest. It's his first rest of the game.
Outside to Perdue. Stacey King gets it to Michael. He slipped on that moist court, but somehow was able to keep control of the ball. Missed the shot. Rebound Perdue, but we had a whistle before Perdue went up. And a foul called against Ron Anderson.
Ron Anderson. His second team score.
How about Detroit last night? Boy, they were tough. Phoenix
That was a good defense, wasn't it? Phoenix final ending that long string for Cotton Fitzsimmons at the Forum, and Portland up 2 games now on San Antonio in our Wendy's playoff summary. Back to live, a minute 20 to go in the 3rd. Chicago down by 6. He slipped
Michael
again.
slipped twice now.
Well, that court has got that particular area of the court. We've seen players slipping and sliding all night long. Paxson couldn't get it to go. Perdue the rebound. And puts it home. Philadelphia wanted a travel call there on Perdue. Didn't get it.
Boy, you got to worry about this court right now. A lot of guys starting to slide. Boy, you hope that somebody doesn't get injured. One of these great players.
77-73. Less than a minute to play in the 3rd. Hawkins from the top of the circle. No. Rebound Paxson.
That's his first open jump shot out of the offense that he's had.
Michael. He has 31, and it's a 2-point game.
Now Pippen slips as he goes after Johnny Dawkins. I got to go back inside to Mahorn right now. If I'm coaching, it looks like they're going to go Jaminski against Will Perdue.
That's split decision. Jaminski traveled.
You know, Mahorn going. Mahorn's looking at Jimmy Lynam and he says, "Get me the basketball." He said it 3 times. "I want the basketball." Against Stacey King, they decided to go to Jaminski. Mahorn had scored 2 straight possessions, had 5 points.
7 Philadelphia turnovers in this quarter. The Bulls have not turned the ball over once, and they can tie it up here. They were down by 11 at halftime. They will play for a final shot.
Everyone's nightmare. Michael Jordan in the open court.
And Mahorn really nailed Michael. And here we go.
That's the first thing you were waiting to see. Who was going to take the first foul? Hard foul on Michael Jordan. That's really the first time in this series that a hard foul has been taken, and they call a technical foul on Ricky Mahorn, and I think maybe also against Stacey King. Darryl Garrison going over to tell Stacey King, enough of it, don't come in here and get anything started.
We'll take another look at it.
And here's Ricky Mahorn. He goes up strong to take the foul on Michael Jordan. Michael goes down. Here's the play. Mahorn with a push on King. King comes back. And I think it's a double technical. There's the push right there. And here comes Stacey King back in.
So Mahorn picks up his 3rd personal. He also gets a technical. And that's the only one they called, just on Mahorn. They did not call one on King, but we were talking before the game, Doug, that the referees in this series have gotten some special instructions from Rod Thorne, who is here tonight, to be especially on the watch for any signs of any outbreaks of what we just saw. They're going to really try to keep a tight rein on it because they know it's a matchup of a physical team against a speed team. They know there's the potential for a fight breaking out, and they don't want to see it happen.
Also, too, when you have Barkley and Rick Mahorn on the same team, a red flag goes up to the officials every time a game comes out that anything could break loose. Right now, the Chicago Bulls, if Michael converts both these free throws, have taken the lead going into the 4th period.
We're tied at 77. And now a chance for the Bulls to grab the lead. It's the first tie we've had since it was a 22-22 game in the first quarter. And the Bulls have the lead back for the first time since the first quarter. Dawkins did not get the shot away in time. Doesn't matter. The Bulls have turned it around. At the end of 3, Chicago by 1. This crowd is loving it. From Chicago, the Bulls were down by 11 at halftime. They're up by 1 at the end of 3.
Well, Michael Jordan with a big 15-point 3rd quarter. We'll see a great hustle on this play. He's going to find Will Perdue, who picks up the basketball, and Will's going to actually get the offensive rebound. Paxson misses jumper. Mike Jaminski doesn't block Perdue out. You're going to see it. He doesn't block him out. There's the big offensive rebound. And the stick back for the score. Then Michael Jordan in the open court, what he does most beautifully, and takes the ball to the basket. Now, interesting point, Pete. When Michael Jordan was rested in the first quarter, they lost 6 points. When Barkley was rested with 4 fouls, Philadelphia lost 6 points. Michael now getting a little bit of a rest. Let's see what happens with him sitting on the bench and how much rest will Phil Jackson be able to buy for him. Charles should be well rested after having that time off.
He has 14 rebounds now. He also has 14 points, as does just about everybody on this Philadelphia team. Mahorn has 14, Jaminski has 14, Dawkins has 14.
They're looking to go to Ron Anderson against Pippen. I personally think you've got to go against Hersey Hawkins against Craig Hodges in that kind of matchup. Try to get Hawkins involved offensively with Michael Jordan sitting down.
Now the rookie B.J. Armstrong checks into the game for the first time.
It's a big possession right here for Chicago. Trying to push it up to a 3-point lead. Stacey King wants it in the post against Jaminski.
He gets it and puts it in.
You know, Mike Jaminski is, you don't want to pick on a guy, but anytime his man has gotten the ball in the post tonight, they've had success with it. He must step up and give them some interior defense. He's shooting the basketball well, but he's got to help them inside.
Philadelphia needs a bucket. They have not scored in a while. Chicago on a 9 run. Bulls up by 3. Anderson thinking about it. Dribbles a little further off to the left. Can't get the shot to fall. Jaminski had it, lost it. Dawkins got it back.
See if Johnny Dawkins can take Craig Hodges off the drive.
Anderson, a two-point effort. Wouldn't go. Rebound comes off to B.J. Armstrong. Bulls on the run. Armstrong takes it all the way.
Jimmy Lynam is upset. Michael Jordan is resting, and the Bulls have pulled ahead by 5. 3 outside jump shots in a row by Philadelphia. They get nothing off of it. Armstrong with a big layup.
What would you call a pass that takes you to everywhere the NBA calls home? Anytime for any game next season at TNT. We call it the Power Pass. And you can win one, complete with airfare, hotel, and tickets. Just pick up the phone and call 1-900-3706-TNT or send a postcard with name, address, birth date, and phone to NBA on TNT as the rumble of the NBA playoffs continues on TNT.
Let's take a look here at Stacey King in the low post against Mike Jaminski. He's going to get a nice pass from Hodges. If we hold it right there, he's in an isolation here. He's just going to take the ball up over Mike Jaminski. He's got to challenge this shot. You're going to see him now. Stacey's going to make a little bump, get a little room, and make a little spin. Nice shot. So Stacey King with 2 points. And then B.J. Armstrong coming back the other way. The 2 Bulls rookies. A little offense here. Again, getting out of the way in the nice drive. Michael Jordan has set down for a minute and a half, and the Bulls have pulled ahead by 5. So right now, the 76ers have to be very concerned.
Bulls on an 11-0 run at the moment. Hawkins draws a crowd and got fouled on the way up by King.
Now that's what I talked about the 2 previous possessions. Remember what I said with Hodges in the ball game, you've got Hersey Hawkins. Get Hawkins off against Craig Hodges. Craig Hodges is not going to be able to play him. Now they're looking for Hawkins. Now he takes it to the middle. He's going to get an opportunity now for a 3-point play. That's a big, big opportunity coming out of a timeout. And now will that force Phil Jackson to come back in with Michael Jordan if he sees Philadelphia going to Hawkins?
Philadelphia has not missed from the line. 11 on 11.
Well, the other night, remember now, they took 29 free throws. They were 25 for 29, so have not gotten there with the regularity they did the other night.
A 2-point Chicago lead, 10 minutes to go in the game. King over Jaminski.
See if they get Hersey Hawkins again coming off the stack.
480.
From Chicago, I might switch and get Pippen on him.
Jaminski over King, trying to repay the favor. Barkley follows. Charles Barkley's first points of this second half. He has 16 in the night. 2-point Chicago lead again.
See if Craig Hodges gets a jump shot here against Hawkins off a double stack. They like to run this to get him a jumper.
Give again to King. Comes back out to Armstrong. Back to King, who's worked on Jaminski this entire quarter.
Well, Stacey King's having his way against Jaminski. That's 3 big baskets. And what you're seeing right now is Michael Jordan sitting over there getting a lot of rest for this stretch drive. So Phil Jackson buying time, and it's working for his ball club.
Chicago up by 4, 9 minutes to go. Hawkins goes into the paint again, and again we'll have a chance for a 3-point play.
I can't tell you enough about Hersey Hawkins. Here's Stacey King now with the drive. Beautiful play, and then the next time down the floor, the little jump hook across the middle. Stacey King, 6 big points in this quarter. Bill Cartwright's going to come back in the basketball game. Jaminski's getting a rest. Mahorn is back to improve their interior defense. Philadelphia has got to get tougher around the inside of the line.
From the line for the Sixers tonight, Scottie Pippen, by the way, now has 4 personals. Look at the speed of B.J. Armstrong. The 2 rookies have really sparked the Bulls in this quarter.
Man, oh man, I want to tell you one thing right now. You tell me that B.J. Armstrong and Stacey King hit you for 10 points in the first 3 minutes and 30 seconds this quarter, you got to be smiling if you're Phil Jackson.
And he is, 88-84.
With the isolation, Hawkins on Craig Hodges. Look for Michael Jordan to be right back in the ball game now.
And here it comes.
When you talk about this ball game tonight, it has turned. But who has been big contributors? Will Purdue with a basket. Stacey King with 3 baskets. B.J. Armstrong with 2. That's 6 field goals. And right now you're down by 4 points.
88-84 Chicago. 8.5 minutes to go in the game. Barkley draws the double team, gets rid of it to Dawkins. Dawkins takes it for Armstrong.
Not a good shot. Not a good shot.
Rebound. Here comes Chicago. Up by 4.
If Chicago scores here, Jimmy Lynam might have to talk it over to his ball club again.
Cartwright with Mahorn on him. That shot wouldn't fall. Rebound Philadelphia. Ron Anderson comes away with it. Off to Dawkins. The Sixers can again pull to within 2. Or 1 if it goes. It won't. Rebound. Kept alive by Barkley. Pulled away by Armstrong.
Great effort by Horace Grant. Philadelphia, all those jump shots now starting to be short. His fatigue a factor. Johnny Dawkins played the entire ball game. Hersey Hawkins has been out very little. Remember, Michael's well rested.
And he has a chance for a 3-point play. .36 for Jordan in the game.
The difference in the game right now, Chicago's getting these kind of baskets. Things going to the hoop. Michael Jordan there with a beautiful shot. Only he can make that one. 3-point play opportunity, which he gets.
He has 37.
Philadelphia, other than the 2 baskets by Hersey Hawkins on the drive and a Barkley stick back, have been shooting long-range jump shots.
And Chicago now has their biggest lead of the night, 91-84. A lot of time to go, 7:20. Anderson.
Another long-range jump shot that does not go.
And the rebound attempt by Mahorn was out of bounds. Third 76er turnover.
Philadelphia shot 62% in the first half. What are they shooting in the second half?
Well, they even shot 62% back in the third quarter. They only got 13 shots off in the third. Here in the fourth quarter, they're only 3 out of 9 from the field. Scottie Pippen wouldn't go. Barkley another rebound.
Well, that would have been a backbreaker. If Pippen could have got that one, that would have been a big 9-point lead.
Barkley now with 16 rebounds to go along with his 16 points. He takes it into the paint, puts the shot up, wouldn't go. Rebound bounces off the floor. Grant just does stay in bounds. To Armstrong.
Horace Grant's done a nice job defensively, keeping Barkley in front of him. He's contesting every one of his shots. And although Horace has not scored, he's done his job out there on the floor.
Here's the ball belongs here. It still belongs to Chicago.
All right, now, on this out-of-bounds play, beware of Michael Jordan. If Hersey Hawkins tries to cheat the screen, be aware of Michael looking for the lob. Otherwise, Michael will come off a Cartwright shot for a jumper, or a screen for a jump shot.
The fall-away jumper over Hawkins wouldn't go. Pippen kept it alive, but it's pulled away by Dawkins. To Hersey Hawkins. The basket is good, and he drew the foul.
Oh, that's a big play right there. If that's a charging foul or an offensive foul, we got Chicago the basketball. Here's a 3-point play opportunity for Hawkins to cut his lead almost in half from 7 to 4. There's all the block here on B.J. Armstrong. Looked like B.J. had pretty good position there, but Bill Garrettson ruling that he was still moving his feet, didn't quite get there.
See the night Hawkins has had to this point. He has rebounded from a bad first game offensively after having a sparkling series against Cleveland in round 1. A 4-point Chicago lead. Closing into the 6-minute mark, Scottie Pippen. Pippen has 16. The lead is back up to 6.
Scottie is getting more confident with that swooping drive like Connie Hawkins, Julius Erving used to do. In their days, big hands, big swooping drives.
And an illegal D is going to make a technical foul against Chicago.
Here's Scottie Pippen. Look at this strong move to his right. Ricky Mahorn sort of got out of his way there. You don't normally see that. Mahorn usually goes up to challenge a shot like that. I'm wondering if that hard foul he took early maybe made him sort of stay away from Pippen on that one.
Hawkins shooting the technical. And he now has 9 points in this quarter, 21 on the night. But the Bulls lead it, 93-88. 5:45 remaining.
Hawkins starting to get more confident now offensively.
Dawkins trying to find that jumper of his again.
We got us another game. This is a great basketball game. Two teams hitting each other with their best shot. And both of them are still standing right now, Pete.
Chicago up by 3. Michael takes it over Hersey Hawkins and nails it.
You know what? Hersey Hawkins looked over to Jimmy Lynam. He said, don't worry about that, Hawk. Just keep your hand in his face.
39 points for Michael Jordan, a 5-point Chicago lead. Dawkins takes it over the rookie Armstrong. Wouldn't go. Scottie Pippen the rebound. And Chicago will take a little more time. There's that matchup again. And Hersey Hawkins will be called for the foul. Don't forget tomorrow night, more NBA playoff action here on TNT. Game 2 of the Knicks and the Pistons at 8 Eastern time. And then Doug, you'll be out west at the Forum for Game 2 of that series, which Phoenix is up 1 game in.
It's absolutely illegal for Michael Jordan to be able to shoot the way he does, because when he shoots like this from the outside, you cannot play him. Hersey Hawkins has done a good job. Michael feeling it. And if he gets off of him, he'll shoot this outside shot. Makes it impossible to play. He has a switch now with Mahorn. He wants to take it.
And he will over Mahorn. This one won't go, but the rebound pulled away by Cartwright. Back to Michael Jordan. Nope. 2 misses by Jordan that trip. Mahorn the rebound. Sixers on the run. Trying to get back within 3, but there's Michael again.
How in the world did he save that ball?
How did he get down there so quick?
He's still not out of the crowd yet. His cape is bothering him.
He had to sell a couple of boxes of popcorn while he was out of there.
He had to readjust that cape.
Unbelievable. Darryl Garrettson got nailed by Cartwright. It was an accident.
Now Michael Jordan's out of this play. Johnny Dawkins throws a bounce pass, and look at the tremendous effort. Then the hustle. Charles Barkley's looking like, where did it go? And here's Michael with the great hustle and saving it. They've rolled out the red carpet for Michael here in Chicago. That's for a king.
95-90, Chicago leading Philadelphia. We're here at Chicago Stadium. Pete Van Weer and Doug Collins closing in on the 4-minute mark. Paxton to Grant. Scottie Pippen. Over to Cartwright. Cartwright taken to the hole. Lost it on the way up and was fouled. And it is starting to get a little physical out there now.
When Bill Cartwright falls, you just hold your breath, because when he goes down, you don't know what's going to hit first. Elbows, knees.
That is 5 fouls now on Rick Mahorn.
Bill Cartwright and Stacey King have really been a difference around the basket. I think that they have done a great job against Jaminski and Mahorn. Mike Jaminski now will come into the ballgame for Ricky Mahorn with 5 fouls.
Cartwright misses the first. That's it. He is now 3 out of 5 from the line. There's Jaminski in for Mahorn, who just picked up his 5th personal.
Remember now, we're just in the second round of the playoff, Pete. This is just getting warmed up.
He missed them both. Barkley another rebound.
We're just getting it cranked up here.
Only game 2 of this series.
That's right.
95-90.
That's the shot we diagrammed. Will he make it? Yes, that's the shot that's there. He's made 2 of his last 3. Philadelphia knows what they can get off that play. The big thing is, will Johnny Dawkins make the shot?
Hey, who hasn't been doing anything offensively except getting an occasional rebound in the second half for Philadelphia is Barkley. There's only 2 points in the second half. I think he's taken only 2 shots in the second half.
Let's see if Cartwright can take it around Jaminski.
He traveled. And that turnover will give Philadelphia a chance to get right back in it with 3:13 to go.
This is the play we diagrammed. If we went back to open, here's the big-on-big double team, the swing, and Johnny Dawkins with the open shot that he buries.
First turnover by the Bulls in the second half gives Philadelphia a chance to get right back in it. They're down by 3.
They're going to run it again, and Michael is reading it and playing the passing lane. Hersey Hawkins must be very careful. Extend the passing lane. Michael Jordan will steal that entry pass.
The good news for Hersey Hawkins, the Sixers made it to the second round. The bad news, this thing might go 7 games. You're going to have to guard Michael Jordan every night.
Uh-oh, Barkley for 3.
Not even close. And that could put things right back in Chicago's lap. 95-92, 2:48 to go.
Both teams in the penalty. Let's see if Michael tries to drive it to get to the foul line.
The screen set by Cartwright. Frees Michael for 2 more. He has 41 points. 97-92 Chicago. Timeout, Philadelphia.
In a civilized society, a personal grooming lapse can result in a mortifying loss of station, so it behooves one to emanate the proper air. But with Right Guard Sports Stick, one gets maximum protection, and with a plethora of ambrosial aromatics, it is virtually impossible to pick up the wrong scent. Well, off to the foxes. Right Guard Sports Stick. Anything less would be uncivilized.
It is 97-92, Chicago over Philadelphia, 2:37 remaining in the ball game. Now, Doug, you were here for Game 1. I was over at Wrigley Field doing a baseball game that night, and you noticed during this timeout some very close similarities to the situation now compared to Game 1.
Well, the other night it was 86-83 with about 4 minutes to go in the ball game, Pete. Philadelphia had 2 chances to cut it with win one. Hawkins missed a jumper. Then the next time down the floor, Hawkins tried a 3. Chicago went on to outscore him 10-2. This last possession, 3-point game. Barkley misses a 3-point shot. Let's see how that plays the way it played the other night.
I think that 3-point shot is something that Jim Lynam has just learned to live with. Charles will take them whether they're good ones or not. He seems to take 1 or 2 every game, even though his percentage hitting them is very low. 2:37 remaining. Here's our minute made minute. And you can see the 76ers field goal percentage still pretty good, but the Bulls have had a lot more shots. Look at the points off turnovers second half, though, and the offensive rebounds.
Well, again, aggressiveness. You know, the home team with the aggressiveness. Horace Grant got off to a start in the third quarter with a couple runouts, a couple stick backs. Will Purdue with a stick back. So the Bulls take advantage of offensive rebounds. And that can be a little deceptive because in the first half, Philadelphia shot so well. But here's Michael Jordan coming off and knocking in the jump shot. 41 big points for Michael. If you're Jimmy Lynam, what do you do in this possession? You know, do you go to Barkley in the second half? He's only 1 for 3 after being 6 for 7 in the first half. He shot only 1 free throw tonight. In Game 1, he went to the free throw line 11 times. So Horace Grant has done a tremendous job. The double teams have been excellent. Here's the play.
See if they go to him here.
Be careful, Michael, stealing this entry pass.
He did.
I told you, the guy, you got to be careful with your passing lanes. Grant knocked it loose, and Michael picked it up. You've got to be so concerned about that.
Closing in on the 2-minute mark. Chicago up by 5. 4 seconds left in the shot clock. That'll be for 3. If it goes, it won't. Barkley, another rebound.
Philadelphia should try to push this ball, get something in the open court. Right now, Chicago's geared their half-court defense. There you go. Now you're going to get an open shot.
And Jaminski hits it. 16 points for Jaminski.
See, the open court, you don't get to set your defense as much. Philadelphia's been running the same play, and Chicago's locked into it.
A 3-point Chicago lead. You see the time left in Game 2 of his best-of-7 series. Jordan's trying to go up 2.
Jordan wants it in the post. Horace Grant didn't even look at him. Michael with the offensive foul. That's a good call by Mike Mathis. Michael pushed him off.
That is his third.
That was a good call. Michael took both hands and pushed off Hersey Hawkins. You're going to see Michael. He sets the back screen. You see Hersey Hawkins, and there's the push. If you're going to call it on Barkley, you got to call the same thing on Michael.
Barkley sends it all the way across court to Hersey Hawkins. Hawkins toward the hoop.
Missed the layup. What are they going to call, goaltending?
No, they're going to call a foul, though.
It looked like Daryl Garrettson ruled the basket was good. He's going to give him the basket.
He's going to give him the basket. They're going to call a goaltend and a foul.
I think he thinks the basket went in. He's going to wave the basket off.
Okay. No basket.
Oh, Hersey Hawkins had a chance to tie this basketball game with this drive. Great driver. Michael slips. You see the wet court. He slips. And Hawkins with a drive here, and he missed the easy shot.
That's 5 fouls now on Scottie Pippen.
All right, now the last few times down the floor, Michael has gone into the post. and the Bulls have not gotten into basketball. When he has gone in there, it's been money in the bank. See if they go back to that. Philadelphia would like to see him shoot an outside shot.
Both free throws made by Hawkins. He has 11 points in this quarter, 23 in the game. It's a one-point game with 1:18 to go.
We got to give the kid his just due. He has bounced back and played very well after getting totally manhandled by Michael in game 1. There's he in the post. There he is.
They get it to him. He operates along the baseline. A couple of those incredible moves of his for 2 more. He has 43. The lead back up to 3 with 1 minute to play.
It's a critical possession for Philadelphia right here. Barkley isolating. Oh, terrible shot.
And Grant pulls away the rebound.
That was not a good shot at that time to launch that long shot like that.
99-96 Chicago. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Michael is given a hug by Ron Anderson as he got to the lane.
You know, I don't want to sound too tough on Johnny Dawkins, but at that stage of the game, that's a tough shot, Pete, to launch up there. He actually had a hand in his face. Michael Jordan, previous basket. Remember, the Bulls had not looked at him in the post. They had gone away from it. Here he is in the post, a quick baseline spin and a beautiful move. And here's Johnny Dawkins' shot. Now, he's actually going to take a 2-point shot. Pippen had a hand in the face.
Michael hits the first free throw. He has 44 points tonight, 10 in this quarter. He has the last 7 Chicago points. Bulls leading it by 4. 33.7 seconds remaining.
Pete, if Chicago wins this basketball game, you're going to have to point to 2 people and some time. You're going to talk about Armstrong and Stacey King and the minutes that Phil Jackson was able to buy with Michael Jordan sitting on the bench.
Timeout Philadelphia with 33.7 remaining.
World's greatest float maker will now demonstrate how to make an A&W root beer float. First, the ice cream. Next, the rich, creamy A&W root beer. Now his assistant will make an equally delicious A&W cream soda float. The ice cream. The A&W cream soda. An A&W float is a great treat for you, your family, or a flock of friends.
Did you know you could be slowing your business down and not even know it?
Jim, they're up 3 points. Let's go with it.
Some long-distance companies can take up to 9 seconds or more to connect calls. On average, they're over 40% slower than AT&T. If you knew the extra time spent waiting could add up to hundreds of wasted hours a year, you'd do something about it.
John, I got a hot one for you.
Unless you're already up to speed. Another AT&T advantage.
Gillette announces a razor that can sense the individual needs of your face. Introducing the extraordinary Gillette Sensor Shaving System. Sensor blades are mounted on responsive springs to continuously sense and adjust to your face for the best shave a man can get. Closer, smoother, safer. New Gillette Sensor.
The crowd loving it here in Chicago. This Bulls team perhaps just 33 seconds away from being up 2-0 on the Sixers. There's the timeout situation. Philadelphia just has 1 timeout left. It's a 5-point game, Doug Collins. What do the Sixers have to do in this brief amount of time?
Well, I don't like to have a 3-point shot as my primary at this time because I think if you miss it, the game is over. There's still 2 possessions. I'd like to get something going to the basket. Now, if the defense collapses, kick out. Otherwise, take it and get a quick 2. Stop them and maybe now get the ball back. If you shoot a 3-pointer and don't get it as your primary shot right now, this game will be over.
Jimmy Lynam changed his mind. During the timeout, he was talking one thing with the team, and as they all left the huddle, headed back onto the court, he called them all back, shaking his head no and wiping it away, saying, we're not going to do that. We're going to do something else.
See if Johnny Dawkins gets the ball and tries to penetrate to the basket.
He does. Sends it back across to Anderson, to Barkley's, and a try another 3.
That's a ball game.
They won't go. Michael Jordan has it. There's only a 1-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Barkley, who scored only 2 points in the second half. A couple of ill-advised 3-point efforts late in this game, and Chicago is going to be up 2. Pippen for 3. Barkley gets it, but the game is over. And the Chicago Bulls have defeated the Philadelphia 76ers 101-96 to go 2 games up in this best-of-7 series, which now will move to the Spectrum in Philadelphia. And the man of the hour is Michael Jordan. 11 points in the fourth quarter, 45 points in the ball game. A 101-96 final. And Michael Jordan has done it again. 45 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists in the game. And he has joined us live. And we're going to go right now to Michael Jordan. Michael, congratulations. Another tremendous effort. Tell us what you felt was the keys to tonight's victory.
Well, I think we came out in the third quarter and really initiated everything. We was a little, I guess, sluggish in the first half. And I think the third quarter we kind of picked up things defensively and caught them back on their heels, and then we just kept the pressure on the whole game.
Michael, a couple things I thought were interesting. First of all, you played the entire third quarter. Normally you get a little bit of a rest. B.J. Armstrong, Stacey King, real big production. You bought some time, and we came back fresh. Oh,
that was really a big surprise for us. We expect those guys to give us a little bit in the playoffs. They're very nervous. They're adapting to the situations that's surrounding them. And Stacey came in, got some good post-up positions. B.J. looked very aggressive out there, and we need that contribution from out there.
Another sequence I thought was important. I thought late in the ball game, you wanted the ball in the post. They didn't look for you. You ended up with 3 outside jumpers. The critical play, you got it in the post and scored. I thought that was real key.
Hershey was giving me great post-up position all night, and even last game. And, I always felt I could get that position, and either I could pass it, draw the attention, and get an open shot for someone, or I can take the advantage of my height and my ability to score.
Well, Michael, you never cease to amaze us. Great game. We'll take it back to Pete, and you go in and get your shower. Thanks for coming out.
Take care, Pete.
Okay, thank you, Michael Jordan. Congratulations on a tremendous effort. 45 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 steals. And he was a key early in the game, scoring 13 first-quarter points. And he was a big factor late in the game. This was the 3-point effort by Charles Barkley that really cost Philadelphia the ball game. He tried 2 of those in the fourth quarter when it was only a 5-point game. And he's not known for his high percentage of hitting these. He does try 1 or 2 every game, but once that one missed, as Doug Collins said, the ball game was over. The final score, 101-96. And we will be back at Chicago Stadium right after these messages.